Hello, good afternoon, welcome to Villa Park as Aston Villa look to make it 5 wins in a row in all competitions against a Wolves team yet to win this season, still in the Premier League with just 2 points so far. They've made 3 changes, Wolves, from the side that started Rob Edwards' first game in charge against Palace last week. Mosquera, Bellegarde and Arias come in for Krejci, Mugnetzi and Arakadare, the latter 2 on the bench. Krejci's not in the squad. Villa make 1 change from the side that started against Leeds, their last Premier League game. Marlon starts following his 2 goals in the Europa League midweek. He replaces Ollie Watkins. We have got an enormous picture of John McGinn which has just been displayed. It's hanging off the roof of the Holt End. It shows McGinn sliding on his knees with the word Super John McGinn 300 also on that same picture. He reached that milestone very, very recently and he's getting ready to lead out Aston Villa from the tunnel just away to our left. Mark Albrighton, former Aston Villa and Leicester winger, former Premier League winner with Leicester, is alongside me. The 2 teams emerge from the tunnel. The referee, Chris Kavanagh, leads them out. We've got the pyrotechnics and here come the players. Great atmosphere, Mark, pre-match. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. I'm just thinking in my head of what John McGinn is thinking now, leading his team out, seeing that banner, that tifo as they call it, in front of the Holt End. Huge 300 appearances for this club. He's been absolutely fantastic. He's got some children that probably are related to him that he's walking out of as well. Just what a moment for him. That must be a real buzz for him inside.
We'll talk more about John McGinn when we get into the commentary in a little bit, but a terrific milestone, a terrific tribute, joined from Hibs back in 2018, and he's gone on to make 300 appearances for this football club since then. Behind him is fellow Aston Villa teammates. They're lining up to the right of halfway. Wolves already lined up to the left of halfway. I've just given you the changes, the lineups. Villa 4-2-3-1 in front of goalkeeper Emi Martinez. The back 4 from right to left, Matty Cash, Ezri Konsa, Pau Torres and Luca Dean. Then a 2 of Boubacar Kamara and Yuli Tielemans. A 3 of Super John McGinn, Morgan Rogers and Emi Buendia behind the main striker today. Villa's top scorer with 6 in all competitions, Daniel Marlon. As far as Wolves are concerned, their goalkeeper is Sam Johnston. Their 3 centre-halves, Emmanuel Agbadou, Yerson Mosquera and Totti Gomez. The right wing-back, Jackson Chachua. The left wing-back, David Muller-Wolfer. 3 in midfield, Joao Gomez, Andre and Jean-Rick Bellegarde. Behind the top 2, John Arias. And with 3 goals for the season, he's Wolves' top scorer, Jørgen Strand Larsen. You're from this area, you know what it's all about. A grudge match like this, just how much does it mean in the build-up?
Yeah, it's huge, it is. I think over the years, you've probably seen West Brom and Birmingham City that have sort of yo-yoed a little bit between the 2 leagues, whereas a lot of the time it's been Villa and Wolves that have been this grudge match in the Premier League, and this has been the derby of the Premier League for a lot of the most recent years. So there is a little bit on it. Obviously Wolves have had their time where they've had little bits of success. Villa have had their struggles. This time it's very much tables turn. Villa are flying high and Wolves are desperate to try and find that first win, and what a place to come and get it if they can.
Strong smell of smoke in the air following the pyrotechnics display a few moments ago. Wolves players just go over to their supporters over on the far side. They've just been in a huddle. Villa's players just high-fiving each other to the right of halfway. Captains being invited into the centre circle for the coin toss. Villa have won 5 of their last 6 in all competitions, looking to make it 5 wins in a row in all competitions. What's been key to that for you, for Villa?
I think there's been a few things, to be honest. I think I look back at, I was looking back in the last couple of days at where the turning point has been, and I looked at the Sunderland game away from home where they were playing a lot of the game against 10 men and they conceded late on. It weren't a great performance at all, but from then on, they've gone on and the manager said something to them. Obviously the form of Morgan Rogers has been huge to them. They've got players like Yuri Tielemans and Boubacar Kamara coming back as well, which has been has been massive for them in that midfield. So I think there's a lot of factors, and I think now they're playing with so much confidence, and every time they go forward they look dangerous, and they look like they've got that structure back, and that Unai Emery factor that's excited this crowd for so many of the recent years.
If you think back to the years that you played for Aston Villa, was the tannoy always this loud then? It's deafening, isn't it?
Yeah, it is deafening. It was. They never really had too much to shout about when I played, but I'll be honest. Yeah, the good times are back.
We are off and underway. Villa defending the Holt end in this first half, kicking from right to left. Wolves therefore kicking from left to right. Their supporters in full voice on the far side. Mark Albrighton and Lee Blakeman, your commentary team here on Sports Extra 3. Main game on 5 Live, also a 2:05 kickoff. West Ham against Liverpool. And on Sports Extra 2, Sean Dyche flying in charge of Nottingham Forest. They go again, this time at home to Brighton at the City Ground. We'll keep you up to date with all of the scores in those games as Villa go long straight away. Totti Gomez heads it away. Chance for Villa early on with Daniel Marlon. Shot edge of the area blocked and spins behind for the game's first corner inside 40 seconds. What a start.
Yeah, good start. I like the fact of them not sort of slowing it and passing it around by the back. They're on the front foot straight away. Matty Cash with a long diagonal ball over the top looking for Morgan Rogers and just trying to get in behind this fragile Wolves defence, and they managed to get a corner out of it.
Luca Dean goes over to the far side in front of the Wolves supporters to take it, wearing shirt number 12 for Aston Villa. It's going to be a left-footed in-swinger. He's got 6 claret and blue shirts to aim for in the centre, and then 3 waiting to pounce on the edge of the area as well. Dean raises his right arm in the air. It's a low delivery, laid off to the edge of the area. Can Cash get a shot away? No, because his first touch took the ball away from him. Works the ball back out to the right. That's a foul, and that's going to be a Villa free kick on the edge of the area. Villa have started brilliantly.
Yeah, you can see, again, I know that they emphasise a lot on set pieces, and you can see what they're trying to do there. It's a low ball into Buendia, who's tried to set it back to Matty Cash on the edge, and it was just bobbling a little bit too much and probably had a bit too much pace on it, but you can see what they tried to do, and obviously again they get another set piece and probably a better position to put the ball in the box.
Yeah, it's 14 yards from the byline inside right, so an opportunity here for Luca Dean to get some proper whip on this. Again, 6, 7 claret and blue shirts to aim for in the penalty area, 2 on the edge. Wolves with everybody back defending this set piece. It's whipped in towards the 6 yards area. Goalkeeper's come and missed it. Header comes off the bar, and then the rebound goes into the side netting. That was clumsy from Sam Johnston. It was difficult for him to come through the crowd, missed the ball, and then the rebound came back off the crossbar. Just having a look at it, I'm not quite sure who got the touch that sent it onto the crossbar. Rebound went into the side netting, and it was Boubacar Kamara who got the final touch to see that onto the bar. Pau Torres into the side netting. One set piece straight away, Mark, and it caused all kinds of problems for Wolves.
Yeah, I think you know you're going to get good delivery with Luca Digne on his left foot. He puts in a lovely ball, shapes it really well, and so many bodies in that penalty area there. It's really difficult for Sam Johnson to come and claim that, and in the end it does come off, look like the back of Kamara. I don't know how much he knew about it, and just hits the bar and bounces to safety.
What a start. 3.5 minutes gone. Aston Villa 0, Wolves 0 here on Sports Extra 3. One game's finished already in the Premier League today. It was a midday kick-off at Selhurst Park. Crystal Palace led against Manchester United, but ended up losing by 2-1. Mateta with a penalty in the first half. Xerxes and Mount twice in 10 minutes in the second half with the turnaround for United. So a good response from them following the home defeat to Everton on Monday. Here, free kick to Wolves on the edge of the centre circle, just inside the Aston Villa half of the field. The other 2 games scheduled to kick off at 2:05 have Forest Brighton and West Ham Liverpool, both goalless earlier in the Scottish Premiership. Celtic winners by 2-1 at Hibs, and it's Rangers 0, Falkirk 0. 5 minutes gone in that one at Ibrox. Here Wolves have the ball on this near side with John Arias. Goes back to Agbadou at centre-half, keeps it moving to Totti Gomez, and Wolves just string a few passes together here. Rob Edwards' second game in charge of the football club, his first on the road. That's going to be a free kick for a foul on McGinn, so Villa will have it over on the far side there, right. Keen to see what kind of impact Rob Edwards can have, because he is right up against it coming in from Borough.
Yeah, he is. It's such a difficult job because there's so many. It's not like you can go in and go, right, okay, we need to sort the defence out. There's so many factors of what he needs to improve. It's the defensive side of it. It's scoring more goals. It's confidence of the players, organisation. Everything seems to be lost, and then even getting that connection between players and fans and trying to build that rapport back up. So he's got a massive job on his hands, and he's with the position that Wolves are in at the minute, he hasn't really got too much time to be able to adjust.
A lot of people didn't understand him moving from Middlesbrough, flying high near the top of the Championship, to go to bottom of the Premier League Wolves in the first place. But then there's an argument, as Villa awarded a free kick for a foul on the halfway line, there's an argument that in football you've got to strike while the iron's hot, while you're flavour of the month, etc. And if not now, then would it ever come around again for Rob Edwards?
Yeah, I'm sure there was that factor. I'm sure there's the factor as well of him living around these parts. He's got his family here. Obviously Middlesbrough is far away from where he lives, so there's a lot of factors there that it's difficult for us to comment when we're not in that position. And but at the same time, I must admit, I did look at it and I thought the job that he was doing at Middlesbrough and where he had got them to, and Wolves' position, not just struggling in the Premier League but struggling bad. It's a club in a bit of turmoil at the minute. I just thought it was a very strange, but he obviously believes that he can do something here, so it's a brave decision as well. Wolves
have just been awarded a free kick for a foul on Mosquera at the back. Ball goes out for a Wolves throw in their left back area, midway inside their own half. Looking at the two managers, Rob Edwards, who Mark was just talking about there, just taking a swig of water to the right of halfway. Unai Emery, what a job he's done at Villa Park, standing, hands in pockets to the left of halfway. Mentioned it a few moments ago, they're looking for 5 wins in a row, Villa, in all competitions. They're on the attack with Rodgers down the right, infield, Marlon, their top scorer, nudged off the ball there by Totti Gomez, fairly though, says referee Chris Kavanagh, and the ball spins out for a Wolves throw in their left back area. We've seen a great tempo at the start of this game and a couple of strong challenges as well. They're giving it some, both sets of players.
Yeah, Villa have looked to be on the front foot and tried to get the ball forward to Marlon, who's full of confidence, and obviously Morgan Rodgers as well. We know what he can do. They've tried to get the ball into them quite early, but I think Wolves they've done it in these opening parts, but they have to be very aggressive and make sure they're winning tackles, because ultimately, like I say about the rapport between fans and players, that's what the fans want to see. They want to see them getting close to people and being competitive.
Villa have it from the Wolves throw. Wolves losing it sloppily. Here they come. Buendia to Lucadine, back to Tielemans, who Mark knows quite well in the midfield. More on him in just a second. Tielemans chip ball over the top, looking for Buendia, gets there first. He's got 3 gold shirts around him, and eventually Wolves will come away with the ball, messing about with it on the edge of their own penalty area. The clearance is poor, it goes straight to Pau Torres, and Villa will build again from the back. Here's Boubacar Kamara, who the ball kind of just hit from that free kick, and then it span onto the crossbar. That's the closest we've come to an opening goal in the first 8 minutes here. Villa 0, Wolves 0 on Sports Extra 3. Villa still on the attack. Buendia, edge of the area left side, and now Lucadine with a low cross, defended well by Wolves, and Agbadu, ball out for a throw into Villa on this near side, and Villa starting to really smoothly move through the gears.
Yeah, they are. They look in control in these early parts, getting the ball wide. I said about Lucadine's delivery from set plays, even in open play as well. He puts such a wicked cross, this time low across that 6-yard box, and it's dealt with well by the Wolves defence.
From the throw, Villa have it with Tielemans 30 yards out in the midfield, keeps it moving. Boubacar Kamara, he's got Cash making a run to his right, ball finds him via McGinn. Cash with the cross, good looking cross towards Buendia, headed away by Wolves, and they should complete the clearance on this near side through Chichawa. They do get the ball up to John Arias, who's back doing his bit defensively here, and now Andre will carry the ball away and fights the challenge from Tielemans, and that's going to be a Wolves free kick midway inside their own half. So Villa 0, Wolves 0 here on Sports Extra 3, still goalless in the other 2 5+2 kickoffs as well. Forest Brighton on Sports Extra 2, and West Ham Liverpool. What a big game that is for Arne Slot. That's the main commentary with Alistair Bruce Ball over on 5 Live. Ball's back with the man wearing all green in the Wolves goal, Sam Johnston. Long delivery, header won by Villa right back Matty Cash. What a great season he's had. Rewarded with a new contract as well. Wolves on the attack at the moment. They're running at Cash, cutting in from the left. Good work being done over there by Wolfer. Ball delivered. Villa deal with it just about. Here's Cash again. Ball out to McGinn making the run. Wolves will win it back though on the halfway line. All the plaudits at the moment being given to John McGinn, but that man Matty Cash, just mentioned him there, Mark, has had quite the season so far, having had question marks over him when Unai Emery first arrived.
Yeah, I think he's been superb for Villa since his arrival. I think it's a credit to him that he's grown along with the team. He's, no matter what competition or what game he's been asked to play in, whether it's the games in the Premier League or the rise to the Champions League as well, as we just watch.
Yeah, Wolves on the attack here with Jackson Chichawa, rolls the ball back. Now Arias, and now Andre, edge of the area. Arias once more. Buendia needs to be careful not to give away a foul there. Does well to just stand off it. Andre. Wolves moving things from right to left. And now they come down the centre. Andre again, pulling the strings in that Wolves midfield set up by Rob Edwards. Watching his team with his arms folded on this near side. Wolves patient in their build-up here. They've had to weather a bit of an early Villa storm, as they would have expected coming here. Midlands derby. Villa in form, Wolves very much not. Arias on the attack down the right. Chichawa will take over. And now Mosquera. Everybody getting good early touches for Wolves here in this move. As I say, they're in no hurry to get the ball to the edge of Emi Martinez's penalty area. They're happy to just keep possession and to just try and stretch Villa a little bit, try and wear them out a bit early on. Here's Mosquera once more. Villa just trying to push out and high press Wolves, but Wolves looking good when they have the ball. Totti Gomez plays the ball forwards to Bellegarde, who's inside left at the moment. He's got a man wide of him in the form of Wolfer. Takes it to the corner flag. Wolfer with the cross, headed away by Tielemans. Wolves will have it back though in the midfield until it's intercepted, but then Villa lose it and they give it straight to João Gomez. 25 yards out inside left. Ball to the left to Wolfer. Back to Totti Gomez again. Good spell this from Wolves. 12 minutes gone. 0-0 here at Villa Park. Andre. And now Totti Gomez. So many passes in this Wolves build-up. If they can finish this off with a goal, it really will be quite something. Mosquera being brought in on the right now, just inside the Villa half, and eventually the move breaks down. Buendia. Well, I mean, I thought Buendia won the ball fairly there, but it's being given as a foul on Mosquera right in front of Rob Edwards. But Wolves showing that they're confident with the ball at their feet.
That's a really good passage of play for Wolves there. It's a really good passage of play. I think to be able to be composed in the position that they're in, to be composed on the ball and knock it round under pressure and work it from side to side, not be in a hurry to go and try and get that goal so early on. Just keep moving the ball, keep moving it from side to side, like I say, and everybody just get a touch on the ball, get an early touch at this ground, and you can see what it's done to the atmosphere a little bit as well. It's sort of killed the atmosphere a little bit from them first sort of 2 or 3 minutes where Villa had the owners. It sort of just died down slightly.
When myself and Mark were texting each other about this game the other day, we were talking about how out of form Wolves are, how in form Villa are. It's got 1-0 Wolves written all over it. I mean, it's not started that way. Villa have been the better of the two teams, but Wolves just trying to play themselves into this at the moment. Free kick to be taken by Andre, about a quarter of the way inside the Villa's half on this near side. Andre hits it diagonally from right to left, looking for the head of Totti Gomez. Villa with some tidying up to do. They do via the right boot of Konsa on the turn, get some distance on the clearance, and now it's brought down really well by Kamara in the midfield. Foul, surely. Referee says the ball was won, and Wolves will come away with it with João Gomez. Ball moved to the left to Wolfer. Story about his name pronunciation that we've just enjoyed 10 minutes of work on in the press room. Andre, ball to his left, just waiting to receive it back on the halfway line, and he does. They're just happy, Wolves, aren't they, to just try and impose themselves on this game and not play at Villa's tempo. They've just, in the last few minutes, just said, no, we're in this game too. We are the away team, but we're going to try and dictate things as much as possible, as Johnston nearly gets caught playing out from the back.
Yeah, and that's the first time, just a second ago, Boubacar Kamara just pushing out and pressing, but up until then it was very much Wolves were happy to keep the ball, move it from side to side. Villa were happy in their structure, the 4-4-2, Rodgers and Marlon up top. 4 across the middle, 4 at the back. Unai Emery was happy. You could see him telling his team, there's no need to step out of position, there's no need to rush, just stay in position, be disciplined, and you'll get the ball back eventually. So they look quite content, and Villa now have the ball, and it's their turn to make a few passes.
Yeah, they have it in their own half. Konsa to Pau Torres, and now Yuri Tielemans, space down the centre of the park, gives it away. Easy interception and clearance by Totti Gomez, and Wolves play it to the edge of the centre circle. They just about have enough to make it reach Bellegarde. Ball swept back to Johnston under pressure from Marlon. Johnston's clearance goes straight back to Bellegarde. Quarter of an hour played. Villa 0, Wolves 0. Wolves awarded a free kick. Emi Buendia not too happy with that decision from referee Chris Kavanagh. But David Moller-Wolfer, we had a good discussion with the Wolves media team, didn't we, when we were doing our prep in the media room. I'm like, is it David, is it David, is it Moller, is it Moller, is it Wolf, is it Wolfie, is it Wolfer? And it was actually Wolfer, we were told, unless you work for the football club, in which case he's known as Wolfie. Wolves on the attack here, ball pulled back, chance, goal! Ball pulled back to Jørgen Strand Larsen, and the first shot that Villa have had has got into the back of the net, but the offside flag has gone up on this near side. That was the first shot on goal that Wolves have had into the net. Good finish as well by Strand Larsen, but the offside flag quickly up on this near side. No goal, Mark.
Yeah, and that's got to be a bit of a wake-up call to these Villa players, because that was all far too easy. It's a ball in between Pau Torres and Luca Dean that cuts the gap's too big. They're just looking at the replay. The gap's too big. Gets put through the middle of them. Cut back to Strand Larsen on the penalty spot. Doesn't quite catch it clean, but it ends up in the back of the net, and he's unmarked in there. And like I say, it's all too easy from a Villa perspective. But in terms of Wolves, it's been coming. The way that they've played, the way that they've knocked the ball about, has been fantastic.
I mean, there were 2 offsides in the build-up. Jackson Chichawa was a little bit offside as he sent the cross in, and then John Arias definitely offside, standing right in the goalkeeper's eye line as he tried to make the save. So no goal confirmed by VAR. We're back underway, but Wolves just showing that on the counter, cutting in from the right especially, he's been lively so far in this game. Jackson Chichawa, they have got what it takes to cause Villa problems, and as much as they'll be annoyed that goal hasn't stood, it will give them all kinds of confidence as we move through this game. We've only had a quarter of an hour so far, 0-0, but what a good move that was from Chichawa, and a good finish by Strand Larsen anyway. Villa have it in the midfield with Tielemans, and now Boubacar Kamara. Ball to the right to Matty Cash, and all of a sudden, since Wolves had that passage of play where they strung together about 50 passes, it's just knocked Villa's confidence slightly. Sliding challenge goes in on Buendia. Wolves come away with the ball. Villa fans wanted a free kick, but all of a sudden a little bit of edge.
Yeah, but I think that's what that passage of play works. I think it when you're playing it from side to side, you move in defences, you move in midfields, from causing gaps, making gaps in the back 4, and we've seen it there with the ball that gets played through.
Villa have come away with it though. Pau Torres, forwards from centre half, runs into trouble. Villa wanted a free kick, not happy that one hasn't been given. Lots of challenges going in the midfield. Villa still not happy. They are now, because they've won the ball back with Morgan Rogers. Great feisty atmosphere. McGinn, 25 yards out, keeps it moving. Cash with the shot. Good save, Johnston, low down to his right. Exactly what you want in a game like this. Lots of challenges, lots of complaints from supporters, and then a decent strike from Cash on the far side anyway.
Yeah, we've got a proper derby on our hands now. I think that's woke Villa players, Villa fans up. That disallowed goal just a minute ago, and you can see a few little niggly tackles going in, and the referee, which credit to him, he's letting things flow, he's letting people get away with stuff, and that's what we like to see. We like to see a bit of edge and a bit of competitiveness. And
I'll be honest with you, there were 2 challenges in the midfield where Villa wanted a free kick, and then one where Wolves did. Chris Kavanagh let all 3 go, and on all 3 occasions I thought he got it spot on. Cash on the attack, moves the ball to his right, cross goes in, it's going to go from right to left. Dean unmarked on this near side edge of the area, cross goes back in, shot is completely missed by Rogers. He goes to ground wanting a penalty, nothing doing again, say the officials, and McGinn wins it back over on the far side. What energy, what a tempo to this game. Tielemans 30 yards out, goes for the dipper, palmed away by Johnston for a corner.
Fantastic effort, Yuri Tielemans. We know he can hit them. We've seen him do it before. He's got a great range of shooting, and on this occasion he chooses to go for the little dipper shot, which Morgan Rogers' free kick last week against Leeds was very similar. And on this occasion, Sam Johnson was equal to it, palms it away for a corner to Villa.
It was no nonsense from Johnston with that save. It was down his throat, thought about catching it, but thought, you know what, I'm going to take no chances. Both palms on the ball, behind it's going for a corner kick. Villa's second of the game, an in-swinger from the far side from Dean. A little bit of argy-bargy in the penalty area that referee Chris Kavanagh's not happy with, so the corner will be retaken. I tell you what, he has got his hands full this afternoon here, hasn't he, Chris Kavanagh?
There's all sorts going on. Just looking at the setup on that corner, the first one that came in, there were so many bodies in that 6-yard box. I look now, there's not one Villa player in that 6-yard box that's going to be in Sam Johnson's way this time, but I'm sure they will move into position. You know,
it's been a good opening quarter to the game. I've got loads of data in front of me. I can't take my eyes off the game at the moment. Corner comes in off of Villa head. It was that of Tielemans. Over it goes for a goal kick to Wolves. Wolves, third lowest points total after 12 games of an English top flight season. Manchester United in 1930 had none. Sheffield United in 2020-2021 had one, and now in 25-26 Wolves have got just 2. Depressing reading, but I tell you what, looking at this game in isolation, you'd have no idea that was the case.
No, you wouldn't know. And when we spoke about that stat before the game, I was gobsmacked, obviously, with Southampton's performances last season and how bad they did, and obviously Derby, back when they got the record of the lowest points at the end of a season. I was shocked, but again, you look at this now and the performance that Wolves are putting in, that they look confident with the ball, and it's hard to tell.
Just seen respect from Andre there. He's just sliding in for a challenge on this near side, collided with Unai Emery and was so quick to apologise to the Aston Villa manager. Nice bit of respect there as Wolves are awarded a free kick inside their own half. So earlier, Palace 1, Manchester United 2. Still to come on 5 Live, 4:30. What a game that should be. Chelsea against Arsenal with John Murray. And then the 3 2 games, all goalless. This one is somehow here on Sports Extra 3. Forest Brighton on Sports Extra 2. And West Ham Liverpool over on 5 Live. Here Wolves have the ball again. And after a shaky start, they have grown with so much confidence into this game. On the attack with Bellegarde down the left. Cross goes in. Cleared away by Villa, who are happy to just pass the ball out from the back very confidently. Here's Kamara to Tielemans to Buendia. Good pass by Tielemans to pick him out, and now Buendia's got space to move into. He's run half the pitch, tries to play in Rogers. Good interception by Mosquera. Ball back with Rogers left side of the penalty area. Buendia once more, and now Rogers 22 yards out, tries the curler, didn't get the bend on it. Wide it goes. Great counter attack by Villa.
Yeah, good move from Villa. They win the ball back in their own 18-yard box, and the ball breaks to Yuri Tielemans, and the way that he waits to pass the ball to Buendia. Buendia's movement is brilliant, by the way, in terms of him waiting out, and then he just steps in front of his man, and the timing's great for Yuri Tielemans to play the pass. And once they break, it's just a case of picking the right pass then, and on this occasion they probably just delayed it too long, picked the wrong pass, and the move breaks down. But positive signs for Villa in terms of trying to get a foothold in this game, because so far Wolves seem to have had that.
I was doing the game in the Championship yesterday between Stoke and Hull, and in the first half there it was very much a game of attack versus defence, with Stoke very much on top before losing out in the second half. The first half here has been attack versus attack. This is just great end-to-end stuff to watch as Villa come out from the back with Konsa. He lets McGinn take over, and now Boubacar Kamara. Tielemans, who's been picking out some great passes in the midfield, now has it in the centre circle. Kamara once more, goalless, 23.5 minutes gone at Villa Park in the Midlands derby between Aston Villa and Wolverhampton Wanderers. Villa come into the game 5th in the Premier League table against Wolves, rock bottom. We were just talking about the awful start that they've had, but we're already seeing signs of Rob Edwards imposing himself on this Wolves team. Dean in from the left. Tielemans takes over. Dead centre, 30 yards out. Misplaced pass. Cash will do well to keep the ball in. Does, right next to the assistant referee. Kamara, Tielemans ahead of him, 25 yards out inside Rice. Strand Larsen, who's had a goal disallowed for an offside, doing his bit defensively at the moment. Ball goes back to Konsa, and now Kamara. Patient this time from Aston Villa, following a passage of 10 minutes in this game where it's been end-to-end frantically from both teams. McGinn in a battle with João Gomez over on the far side. McGinn does well to make it stick, and now the referees stop play. Villa fans so annoyed, and it's because João Gomez has gone down holding his head. So by the letter of the law, yes, the game has to be stopped, but it looked like a soft one.
It did, yeah. We're just seeing the replay now. I think McGinn just pushes it. I think, yeah, to be honest, I think he does. It's more the fall and the bang on the floor of his head there, rather than the actual contact. So rightly so, the game is stopped, and he gets treatment. But it's just frustrating from a Villa point of view, as you can tell with the fans. They probably haven't seen that impact as we didn't.
It was the right call. It was nothing that John McGinn did. It was just, as the player went down, João Gomez, his head's just crashed against the floor. He's sitting up now. He should be okay to continue. The referee's continuing to get a load of stick, as is John McGinn from the Wolves fans over on that far side. But we've had 25 minutes. Mark Albrighton, what are you making of this? This is brilliant.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic opening 25 minutes. I think both teams have shown what they can do going forward. Obviously, Wolves with the disallowed goal. I think Wolves have grown in confidence. They had a spell with the ball, and Villa, you can see that they're a top side. They are a top team. The way they move the ball, they do it with confidence. They've got quality in the middle of the park with the likes of Yuri Tielemans, and he will pick the passes and look threatening. So if the rest of the game's anything like the first 25 minutes, we're in for a very good afternoon.
If you're enjoying the thoughts of Mark Albrighton on the commentary today, then you're lucky to actually have him here, because staying in a hotel last night, he managed to lock himself in the bathroom and very nearly couldn't escape. You were locked in for at least 5 minutes, Mark, weren't you, I'm told?
But the things I do to get here today, the things I do to get to this derby today, look at me now.
What happened? Did the door handle come off in your hand?
The door lock came off in my hand, so yeah, not great.
But he's here, he's safe and sound, and he's enjoyed a cracker so far as Villa swing the ball in, looking for the run of Buendia towards the far post. Couldn't get there. The boos continue for the officials. The fans haven't seen the replay. The officials were spot on, and that delivery from John McGinn that time wasn't too bad either. Yeah,
just a bit overhit there, but the move broke down obviously with a stoppage. João Gomez's his head injury that sort of took the momentum out of the attack, but he'll be back on now, and time to regroup. The game probably just needed that little bit of breather.
Just trying to work out if at half-time we need to get an escort for you if you go to the bathroom. I might be on my own.
I'm going to hold it.
Wolves have the ball, and it's with João Gomez, which is who the boos are for over on the far side. That's a good pass to pick out Strand Larsen. That's not as good, but Bellegarde gets there, keeps it in over on the far side. Ball played forwards to Wolfer on the byline, just inside the penalty area. Cash and Konsa combined. They do well. Cash with the clearance. And now it's picked up by McGinn. That's surely a foul. Referee plays the advantage though, because the pass has reached Buendia, and he's got support either side of him. Buendia down the centre, plays the ball to the right, misplaced. No chance for Matty Cash to get there, and Wolves will complete a clearance far easily than they might have done.
Yeah, that's a couple of times that they've broken a similar situation with Buendia just running through the middle, but the way Wolves are set up and the way that they spread and defend, it makes it difficult for him to pick a certain pass. Like if he chooses the left side where Marlon was, defenders there to cut it out. He's tried to go through a couple of defenders to get it to Rodgers on this occasion, but defenders were there, so it makes it very difficult for him.
Late from Arias on Dean, so a free kick to Villa just in front of Rob Edwards on this near side. 28 gone, goalless. They're still goalless. All three Premier League 2:05 kickoffs. Forest, Brighton on Sports Extra 3, West Ham, Liverpool on 5 Live. And in the SPL, still Rangers 0, Falkirk 0 as well. Earlier, Celtic winners by 2-1 at Hibs. And in the Premier League, Manchester United coming from behind to win by the same scoreline, 2-1 at Crystal Palace. Highlights on Match of the Day, BBC One tonight. Pau Torres moves over halfway for Villa. Substitutes warming up in front of us. Tried to pick out a pinpoint pass to Dean. Well intercepted by Chichawa, who's had an excellent game on this near side. Wolves come away with the ball. Arias, who's been busy. Chichawa, that went out surely. Yes, says the assistant referee, right in front of Unai Emery with a calm appeal for the throw, which Villa take quickly. To Buendia, shrugged off the ball by Mosquera. Just took an arm to the throat there, I think, looking at where he's holding. Buendia, he's been busy, hasn't he, the number 10 for Villa?
He's had a lot of involvements, hasn't he, with the ball, and in the competitive side of it as well. He's made a few fouls himself. He's been fouled. He likes these occasions. He's very busy. He likes to be involved in games, and this suits him down to the ground. But he's also got that quality as well, like we just seen there with the throw come into him, and he just hooks it on first time round the corner. He does possess a lot of quality.
4 goals in all competitions so far this season. Emi Buendia spent the second half of last season on loan at Bayer Leverkusen. It's done him good. Dean with the free kick here, 35 yards out on the left to McGinn inside the penalty area. Dean in support. McGinn trying to deal with 3 Wolves players. Runs in between 2. Does really well there. John McGinn pulled it back to the edge of the area. Wolves intercept, not once but twice. Headed on. David Muller-Wolfer will give chase, but the ball goes all the way back to the man wearing all grey, Emi Martinez, on the edge of the Aston Villa penalty area. Villa fans want Martinez to get the ball back downfield in a hurry. It's with Tielemans. Half an hour played. We've hit the 30-minute mark already. It has flown here. It's been excellent for a 0-0. This, it really has. Wolves with the ball in the net through Strand Larsen, disallowed rightfully for offside. Arias was standing right in front of Emi Martinez, so he had no chance of making the save. VAR didn't need to intervene because it was a good spot from the assistant referee on this near side. VAR just confirmed the decision, and that's why we're still goalless. It's been a feisty Midlands derby so far. Sunday afternoon, sunshine here in the second city. Tielemans, ball to the right to Cash, who's got a little bit of space to move into over on the far side. McGinn in support, and now Kamara. Sports Extra 3 available here on the BBC Sounds app. Here's Pau Torres, wearing shirt number 14. He likes to get forwards from centre-half at every given opportunity. Dean's ball in field was lacking a little bit for Morgan Rogers there. Allowed Wolves to intercept via Andre, but Villa have it back with that man, Pau Torres again. £31 million Pau Torres from Villarreal in 2023. Established himself as a regular starter since then. Morgan Rogers, he's just had his shirt pulled there. Surely a free kick. Yes, says referee Chris Kavanagh. I think there were 2 fouls in there, to be honest with you. And the referee rightfully awards Villa a free kick on their left, about 6 yards from the byline. A really, really good opportunity here, Mark.
Yeah, really good opportunity to put another quality ball into the box. Yuri Tielemans looks like he's over it, but good play there from Morgan Rogers. Just gets his body involved. He works he gets his strength and works around the defender and manages to get the contact in the end on his ankles and falls to the ground. But good use of his physical attributes there.
It was clumsy from Mosquera. Luca Dean thought about the free kick instead, with it being on this near side, the Villa left. He's left it to Yuri Tielemans. 6 yards areas packed. Tielemans with the delivery. It's flicked on. Wolves eventually able to clear away. Good thinking by Daniel Marlin, just trying the flick with his back to goal to cause a little bit of trouble, but Wolves wise to the situation, and the ball ends up down the other end of the field with Emi Martinez. Long pass out from the back, looking for Buendia. Chichawa wins the header. Not the first time we've said that this afternoon. Loose ball falls for Tielemans. Great energy, I've said it a couple of times in this game. Everything you'd expect in a local derby. Luca Dean. Pass goes back to Pau Torres. And now Konsa. And now McGinn. Tributes paid to him for reaching the 300 game mark. Pre-match, what was that thing that was held up? What was that, a toffee, did you say? I can never remember.
Tifa.
A tifa. That word will not stick in my head. Lovely giant banner basically in front of the whole 10 saying Super John McGinn 300. Now Villa on the attack. Buendia loses out. Wolves do well. Arias, who's meant to be playing up top, back defending once again. Wolves clearance only as far as Pau Torres. And now Tielemans. 12 minutes to go until half time. Buendia into the area, goes down. Villa fans want a penalty, so too does Buendia. Nobody else really does, I'll be honest with you. None of the other Villa players appealed. Chris Kavanagh not interested. Rodgers into the penalty area left side. Cross gets blocked by Chichawa. It's another Villa corner, and they're moving through the gears once again.
Yeah, the pressure's building now as we just look back at the Rodgers. He just tries to get the ball in the box there, pulls it back, and it's well blocked. But I like the way Villa try and play centrally, thread the balls through the gaps in the middle. It's really good on the eye.
And we've just seen what happened with Buendia. He fell over more than anything else when you see the replay. Dean with an away swinging corner. In the end goes short. Tielemans, edge of the area left side, on his right foot. Tees it up for John McGinn. Misplaced pass, but the clearance from Wolves is poor. Concer's there, gives it to Cash. Villa trying to keep this attack alive. That's a foul on Boubacar Kamara. They will keep the attack alive because they've got a free kick just to the right of centre, midway inside the Wolves half. 10 minutes to go until half-time, 0-0. Free kick taken quickly. Cash down the right. Villa roll it back. Kamara being encouraged to shoot, doesn't, keeps it moving. Tielemans, chip ball over the top, looking for Marlon. He pulls the ball back. This should be cleared by Chichawa. Goes to ground. He's always going to get the free kick. It never was. He knew exactly what he was doing there, Jackson Chichawa. He kind of turned down a blind alley, went to ground, and the referee fell for it. Yeah,
really clever from Chichawa there. He knows he's in a bit of a mess. He's facing his own goal. He's got a couple of Villa players around him. As soon as he feels a slight bit of contact, he goes to ground and wins the free kick. You know you're always going to get the benefit of the doubt with them ones as a defender.
10.8 million he cost in August from Verona. Jackson Chichawa, 24 years of age, plays international football for Cameroon. He's been one of the liveliest players wearing the gold of Wolverhampton Wanderers in this Midlands derby so far. It's Wolves who have the ball at centre half with the man wearing shirt number 24, Totti Gomez. Back to goalkeeper Johnston. Made a couple of steady saves in this game so far. Was that a push by Strand Larsen on Buendia? No, says the referee. Wolves still have it in the midfield. 0-0. This Sunday lunchtime kickoff in the West Midlands. Wolves on the attack with Chichawa. He sends the cross in from the right, headed away by Pau Torres. Wolves have the ball back on this near side with Joao Gomez, who's moving just fine following that head injury sustained about 10 minutes ago. Just being marked tightly at the moment by Buendia, who for me has been the best player on the pitch so far, certainly from an Aston Villa point of view. Real live wire, linking things from back to front, plenty of pace. That's why he's got 4 goals already this season. Wolves go all the way back to their goalkeeper. And the first time, I think, it's been quiet since kick-off. Mark, we've just got a tiny little lull. Things will come to life again, I'm sure, in about 10 seconds.
Yeah, I think everyone just needed that little bit of break in the game, that little bit of a breather, just to settle everything down. Like I say, I'm sure it'll be back lively within no time. But both teams have had good spells during this first half so far, and I think they're just feeling the effects of that. It's been very frantic, very up and down, and a lot of challenges as well. It's been quite a feisty encounter.
Who does it suit more, do you think, the pace of this game?
I'd probably say Villa, if I'm being honest with you. I think it does suit Villa. I think they've got the quality to break with pace. I think, although I say that, I do think Unai Emery's teams like to control games, and I've not felt like they've been in control for most parts of this 37 minutes that were played so far. Yeah,
they were on top, weren't they, Villa, for the first 5 minutes, but then from minute 5 to minute 30, you have to say Wolves are the ones who've edged it. Villa have come back into it in the last 7 or 8. They're on the counter-attack here. Ball to the left. Buendia in a race to get there first on this near side, beats Mosquera to the ball, and now Dean, and now Tielemans with space in the midfield, 30 yards out, lines up a shot, straight down the throat of goalkeeper Johnston, who makes an easy catch.
Yeah, one of them for Tielemans. It's quite far out, but it opens up a little bit for him, so he can't resist taking on the shot, but probably is a little bit too far out to be able to trouble Sam Johnston. It's going to need to take a worldie for him to be beaten from there.
We've seen him go from distance a couple of times in this game so far. Youri Tielemans yet to score this season, clearly playing on his mind, wants to get his name on the score sheet ASAP. Quite the career, ex-Leicester, ex-Monaco. He's been one of the better players on the pitch so far this afternoon. 7 minutes to go until half-time. Goalless, somehow, between Villa and Wolves. If you have joined us late, Wolves scored. Jørgen Strand Larsen, offside rightly given. Ball with Wolves, left side on the halfway line. Here's Andre. You know it's been a frantic half. I've got a list as long as my arm of things I can take the mickey out of Mark for, and I've only managed to get through one so far. That's how much we want to properly concentrate on the game. It's been an absolute pleasure to watch this. Sometimes you see highly anticipated local derbies fall a little bit flat. The atmosphere isn't what you're expecting. Absolutely not the case here. This has been terrific. This 2-minute period, the quietest Villa Park has been so far. Here's Jackson Chachawa. And now Mosquera. Wolves just trying to stop this Villa resurgence that we've seen over the last 9 or 10 minutes. Ball played to the left to Totti Gomez. No Premier League wins for Wolves in their first 12 games. They've got 2 points from 2 draws, away at Spurs and at home to Brighton. Ball hit long by Wolves. McGinn should pick up the pieces. Does the ball go out into touch? Yes, it does. Wolves with a throw midway inside the Villa half, taken quickly, and it goes back to Totti Gomez over on that far side. Wolfer and Joao Gomez both in support ahead of him, but Wolves happy to go back, and it kind of feels like, having gone at it hell for leather all half, both teams are happy to just take a 0-0 draw as we head towards half-time. They're certainly happy to take a breather. Ball played down the centre to Bellegarde. He's got Wolfer making the run, picks him out. Wolfer with a low cross in towards Strand Larsen, cleared away by Ezri Konsa, and Villa can just sense, the Villa supporters can sense a bit of a lull in this game, and Wolves are trying to capitalise on it here. Bellegarde with a shot high into the Holt end, never ever troubling Emi Martinez.
Yeah, I think what I will say about Wolves, yeah, they've kept the ball really nicely, but once they've got the ball in wide areas, Chachawa this side, and I think it's Wolf for the other side, they look dangerous when they're putting balls into the box. They look like they're unnerving the Villa defence and in the areas that they're putting the ball. So I think they need to do a lot more of that, get the ball wide and get quality balls into the box.
Long ball over the top, too long from Villa's point of view that time as they tried to pick out the run of Daniel Marlon. Both goals here in the 2-1 win against Young Boys on Thursday in the Europa League. They've got a trip to Brighton midweek, full Premier League programme this midweek across Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday night, and then Villa return to action in the 12:30 here next Saturday at home to Arsenal. And when you look at Villa's home form in the Premier League, just 1 defeat in their last 24 home games. Arsenal the visitors. That, depending on what happens later between Chelsea and Arsenal at Stamford Bridge, should be an absolute cracker next Saturday lunchtime. Really looking forward to that game. Andre for Wolves. Ball out to the right to Arias, and now Mosquera. And both teams just look a little bit shattered given the energy that they've put into this game in the first 40 minutes. Bellegarde, who put that shot in from distance a few moments ago. Villa fans just starting to get a little bit frustrated here. Wolves encouraged over on the far side. Ball's played down the right. Chachawa takes it to the byline, just about keeps the ball in play. Chachawa with the cross. Can he pick out anyone wearing black and gold? It's a flicked header away by Villa, but it falls for Totti Gomez. On the far side, the left. Joao Gomez in from the left, on his right foot, sends it across towards Strand Larsen. Overhit, behind it goes for an Aston Villa goal kick. 0-0.
Yeah, I like Wolves in this half. I think they've dealt with it really well. They've come here with not much confidence, but they've knocked the ball around really well at times. They've kept possession and worked the ball into some good wide areas. Even under pressure, they're not scared in midfield to take the ball under pressure. They suck players in and get the ball out and into free areas. And they've utilised Chachawa on this right hand side and the ball over the top of Luca Dean, and they've got a bit of success from them areas. So they've got a lot to do to go and win the game. However, they've showed great signs.
90 seconds plus stoppage time to go in the first half. No goals here, no goals in any of the 5-past-2 kickoffs in the Premier League. Still goalless on Sports Extra 2, Forest and Brighton, and on 5 Live, West Ham and Liverpool. Wolves have won the ball back inside their own half, and quickly they went charging over the halfway line. Bellegarde in from the left. He's got Wolfer overlapping, but he decides to cut in field instead. A little bit of momentum's gone out of the move, which is why I can hear a few moans from the away section over on the far side. Joao Gomez decides to check. And now Totti Gomez. Andre, and Wolves, what looked like a promising counter-attack in the end, comes to nothing there. And the SPL still goalless at Ibrox. That one's reached half-time now between Rangers and Falkirk following that 2-1 win for Celtic earlier at Hibs. Fourth official standing by with his board here at Villa Park as we enter the final minute of the first 45. Is there a late goal in this first half? Pau Torres' ball forwards to Marlon, and now Tielemans. Boubacar Kamara takes over, skips past one marker, runs into the second, loses out to Bellegarde. That's sloppy in the midfield, and here come Wolves again. They've gone a little bit sleepy in the last 7 or 8 minutes, Aston Villa. Here's Arias, checks on the edge of the area because Villa have got back in their numbers. Here's Bellegarde, who's not afraid to hit them from distance. We saw that a couple of minutes ago. Keeps it moving to the right to Jackson Chichawa. Andre, he's got Marlon for company, turns away from him, and now picks out Joao Gomez. And again, just as Wolves get into a good position on the edge of the area, they just check and they just lose some of the momentum in the move. That's a confidence thing, obviously, given how they've started this season. Andre receives the ball back. Arias, edge of the area right side. Chichawa, again, lots of passing. He's changed the way Wolves have approached things straight away, Rob Edwards here. It's getting a little bit frustrating as Chichawa puts in the cross. Strand Larsen on the end of it. Good save by Emi Martinez away to his left. We've got 2 minutes to be added on at the end of the first 45 here. Good patient Wolves move in the end, Mark.
Yeah, it was, and you can see, you can half see why the fans are getting frustrated. The Wolves fans are getting frustrated because they can see that they've got an opportunity to jump on Villa a little bit here. Villa is sitting off, not really getting tight, and they've got a position to go forward and try and mount an attack, and they just come back. But on this occasion, they work it really well with the patient build-up, and it ends up in a shot that results in a corner. Same combination that worked for the disallowed Wolves goal when that one was chalked off for offside. A Chichawa cross in towards Strand Larsen. Cross goes in here, headed in on goal, and it's off the crossbar. Has he gone across the line? No, says referee Kavanagh. Ball still live in play. Villa will look to clear and do their goal at the moment. Aston Villa living a charmed life, and that is a late challenge by Mosquera on Daniel Marlon, and that's a definite yellow card for the Wolverhampton Wanderers centre half. Yeah, it's a definite yellow card. It's not a very nice tackle at all. He has a swing at Daniel Marlon there, but the chance that Wolves have just had, the header, I'm not sure if Emi Martinez gets a touch onto the ball, which puts it onto the bar, but if he does, it's one hell of a save. It just comes back down and bounces just on the line and out, but if he does touch that, it's an unbelievable save. And he does as well from Mosquera. Mosquera with the header. It was a powerful one, and he's just got fingertips to tip that onto the underside of the bar. And then he gets booked for the foul later on as Villa tried to clear. But Wolves, when it comes to chances, on top. One disallowed goal, couple of great saves that we've seen in the last few minutes at the end of the half from Emi Martinez. Villa will be happy to get into half-time 0-0. Instead, they're looking to take the lead with the last act of the first half. Cash back to McGinn, back to Cash again. Edge of the area, 4 to aim for in the centre, and it goes! And it goes all the way through. Just needed a touch from a Villa player, couldn't get one. That is half-time, just in the nick of time from an Aston Villa point of view, because what a header that was by Mosquera from the corner. Brilliant save by Emi Martinez. Before that, Strand Larsen forced the Villa keeper into a save, having earlier had one disallowed for an offside. Jurgen Strand Larsen. Wolves with the better of the chances in what's been a cracking first half. Yeah, it's been a great first half, and like you say, Wolves with the better chances. That save at the end is world class from Emi Martinez, and that's why he's been voted the world's #1 for the last couple of years, and he does that time and time again, and again he's kept his team in the game. And I think if Villa are to go on and win this game, which they will be hoping they obviously do, then they need to pick it up a little bit. They need to show a bit more aggression when Wolves are in possession. But from a Wolves point of view, they've been fantastic. They've kept the ball well at times. They've worked good positions, and they've had some fantastic chances. Brighton have just gone 1-0 up at Forest. De Kuyper in stoppage time at the end of the first half at the City Ground. So Forest 0, Brighton 1. Coming into this game, lots of people have been writing Wolves off, saying forget them, they're done. Rob Edwards has got into his players, and they've shown there with the chances they've created, they are far from done as we just go into December tomorrow. Yeah, Rob Edwards will be delighted with that first half display. I think like I say, it's the confidence and the way that they pass the ball about. In tight areas, they're not afraid to pass it into a teammate who's been marked by a couple, because they know that he'll just pop it off into a player in space, and they're patient in the way they work. Yeah, it's frustrating a little bit sometimes for the fans because they see a gap, but as we've seen with the Strand Larsen chance towards the end there, the patience paid off and they worked the opportunity. They got it into a good wide area and managed to get the ball into the box for Strand Larsen to get an effort on goal.
Enjoyed that first half. Hopefully we'll have more of the same in the second, which will get underway in about 12-13 minutes. We'll be back then. Half time though here at Villa Park. Great game, but it's goalless. Aston Villa 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0. Welcome back to Villa Park. The Villa players out to the strains of Ozzy and Crazy Train, which is excellent. 1, because it's a brilliant song. 2, because he's a legend. And 3, before that, throughout half-time, we had the Kylie Christmas tune, we had Leona Lewis's Christmas tune, we had the one from the darkness. The festive season's upon us, Mark, even though it's still November.
Absolutely, the decorations went up this week, so we're ready for it now. We're ready for Christmas and the busy festive football period.
Have you ventured the local Christmas markets in Birmingham yet, with you being from this area?
Yeah, not yet. I will be going there at some point. I do every year, but as of yet, I like to leave it a little bit closer to Christmas. I must admit, I like it round the corner from Christmas.
I did the Manchester ones last week, and because it was so early, they were Christmas markets with no Christmas music, so Christmas markets with M&M rap just didn't feel quite right somehow.
No, absolutely.
But they've been getting festive at half-time here at Villa Park. Managers haven't been too busy though. They've delivered team talks but made no changes. So Villa and Wolves, the same teams that started the game, will begin this second half. Villa attacking the whole 10, kicking from left to right. They get things started. Wolves therefore kicking from right to left into the half, where their packed out allocation of supporters are based over on the far side. Great atmosphere first half, great tempo, great game for one with no goals in it. Hopefully more of the same in the second half. Mark Albrighton, former Villa and Leicester winger, alongside myself, Lee Blakeman, here on Sports Extra 3. Just getting owned away on Sports Extra 2 as well, where the half-time scores Nottingham Forest 0, Brighton 1, and on 5 Live, West Ham 0, Liverpool 0. 2 minutes gone in the second half at the London Stadium. On Sports Extra from 3:30, it will be the build-up to the Qatar Grand Prix, which gets underway at 4 o'clock. Will it be Piastri, will it be Norris, or will it be Verstappen? Norris can have it wrapped up close of play today. We'll wait and see, live with Harry Benjamin and the team on Sports Extra from 3:30. Villa with the ball with Konsa inside their own half. They made one change from the Leeds win coming into this game today. Marlon starting up top, given his 2 goals in the Europa League midweek, in place of Ollie Watkins, who starts on the bench. As far as Wolves are concerned, they've made 3 changes from the side that lost 2-0 at home to Palace. Mosquera, Bellegarde and Arias in for Krejci, Munietzi and Arakadare. Wolves forced a great save for Martinez to tip the ball onto the bar at the end of the first half. They had a Jorgen Strand Larsen goal disallowed for offside. They had the better of the chances. They've got the ball at the moment. Rob Edwards' team talk, I'm sure, will simply have been more of the same. What will Unai Emery be thinking, because his side not creating anywhere near the quality of the chances that the opposition did?
I would like to have said that he would have been saying get a bit more in their face when they're having these spells of possession, but I look at it now and nothing's really changed in terms of that. They're very structured, and like I said early in the first half, that 4-4-2, and they don't really break out of that, but I'd like to see them get after it a bit more and try and get in their faces, put them under pressure and try and win the ball back, rather than let Wolves dictate the passage of plays and the tempo of the game. But I think from a Wolves point of view, I think Rob Edwards will be more than happy.
Ball's just being cleared away by Pau Torres into the Wolves fans, so they have a throw level with the edge of the Villa penalty area, taken quick and taken short, and they go back to the halfway line where Emmanuel Agbadou has it. Gives it to Totti Gomez. And now João Gomez in the midfield, nearly got his pockets picked by John McGinn, just about did enough to find Andre. Low ball to Arias, nice layoff. Chachawa over on the far side. He was excellent in the first half to Chower. Now Dean makes a nuisance of himself and wins Aston Villa a throw in their left back area. As far as the Villa team is concerned, 3 minutes gone in the second half, they line up with Martinez in goal, Cash, Konsa, Torres and Dean across the back, then a 2 of Kamara and Tielemans, a 3 of McGinn, Rodgers and Buendia, who was excellent in the first half, Villa's best player by a mile, behind the main striker Doniel Marlon, their top scorer with 6 goals in all competitions so far this season. Wolves line up with Sam Johnston in goal, a back 3 of Agbadou, Mosquera and Totti Gomez, Chichawa wide right, Wolfer wide left, then it's João Gomez, Andre and Bellegarde behind Arias and Strand Larsen. Villa on the attack here with Kamara, moves the ball to the edge of the centre circle, Konsa and now Torres, and he's got Luca Dean wide of him, but he just decides to look up and cut inside instead. Wolves with everybody back, looking very organised behind the ball. Cash to the edge of the area right side, McGinn overlapping, he goes in field to Kamara, right of centre 25 yards out, strokes it to Pau Torres, and now Luca Dean in his fluorescent yellow boots over on the far side. Good passage of play this by Aston Villa, but not getting close to getting the ball into Johnston's penalty area yet. They do this time with a diagonal pass towards Marlon. Ball goes straight though on and into the gloves of Sam Johnston. Quick kick downfield, too quick because Bellegarde wasn't expecting it, and it will be a throw into Aston Villa to be taken by Matty Cash, who's lost a lot of hair since I last saw him. Gone very, very short. He takes the throw, and Villa keen to get on with things here because they'll be looking at this, starting the day 5th in the Premier League table, at home to the bottom side who've got 2. They'll be looking at this as a massive opportunity, with Manchester United now breathing down their necks.
Yeah, I think they can go third today with a win, and obviously Chelsea and Arsenal playing against each other later on in the day, and it's a massive opportunity from where they were at the start of the season and how long it took them to get that first win on the board. The rise has been fantastic, so they don't want to stop now. They want to keep playing with confidence, but they need to play with a bit more tempo than what we've seen today. I think if they play with a bit more tempo and move this Wolves team around, that's how they hurt them, that's how they get in. They've got a very structured way of playing. They like to go through the middle, but they've also got the outlets of Luca Dean one side and Matty Cash the other, but they've not really utilised it, not really created too much from any source of that so far. So it's there's still a long way to go in the game, and hopefully they can find their rhythm.
Villa trying the through ball, looking for the run of Luca Dean. Wolves intercept and clear towards Strand Larsen, who's in a race here with Ezri Konsa. Strand Larsen's going to get there first. He's got Bellegarde in the centre. Arias arrives on the scene, and now João Gomez plays the ball to the right. Wrong option. It was intercepted by the backtracking Luca Dean, and now here come Villa on the counter. Ball over the halfway line. Marlon stumbles as he brings it down on his chest, but he beats his marker. Marlon into the area right side, puts in a shot. Good block, Totti Gomez, and Wolves will pick up the pieces and clear it away down their left. Good chances at both ends, particularly the one from Wolves, and Cash is stumbled. Wolves are away here with Bellegarde in the centre, plays it across Strand Larsen. What a tackle by Pau Torres, because it looked like Strand Larsen was just going to tap it in. He's collided with Emi Martinez, so the game will be stopped. That should have been 1-0 and would have been if it wasn't for the awesome challenge that was put in by Pau Torres.
Yeah, what a passage of play from both teams. Initially it's Villa that break away from their defensive side. Tielemans plays a lovely ball down the side. Marlon fights off his defender, manages to get a shot away. It's blocked in the end, and up come Wolves the other end. Bellegarde gets the better of Matty Cash, and he drives towards goal. Ezri Konsa does well to hold him up, but he plays a lovely ball across, and Pau Torres' last ditch tackle with his swinging left foot at that back post just stops Strand Larsen from just tapping the ball in.
I mentioned Matty Cash's haircut a few moments ago. Unai Emery was nearly tearing his hair out because Cash got completely done by Bellegarde on this near side, and his heart will have been in his mouth, and he'll be looking at Pau Torres as if to say, I owe you a pint at some point. Ollie Watkins is getting ready to come on for Villa on this near side. 7 minutes gone in the second half. Villa 0, Wolves 0. Ball back in play. Dean fouled. Villa free kick, and all of a sudden we've got the atmosphere back, which we had for 40 minutes of the first half. It's been a cracker, hasn't it, atmosphere-wise and noise-wise? It
really has, yeah. You can see that the Wolves are desperate for the points. They really need to find this win from somewhere, and they can smell blood from Villa. I think Villa have been off it a little bit today. They haven't really been at at the same pace as what they have been in recent weeks, and I think Wolves can smell that, so it's going to be interesting.
Watkins on for Emi Buendia, and he's moving just fine. He was excellent in the first half, but clearly this is going to be some kind of change of shape, I would think, from Unai Emery here. Buendia is going to come off to be replaced by Ollie Watkins. Watkins with just the one goal so far this season. He's pulling his socks up on the side of the pitch at the moment, needs to do that in front of goal, but that's the end of the road for Emi Buendia. Surprised by that?
Slightly. He doesn't look happy. He's straight down the tunnel here. Whether he's injured, I'm not sure. But yeah, he's not happy. You can tell. But do you know what? He's been brilliant. You can see him gesturing to the fans. It's not good. It's not a good sign. There's no physio gone down, which suggests he's not injured. But he puts in so much energy. He puts in so much work rate and offers something to this Villa side that they haven't. That they probably don't have. But Unai Emery's gone with a change of shape. He's put Morgan Rogers out on the left and he's gone with Watkins and Marlon up top.
Wolves free kick, foul over on the far side by the aforementioned Morgan Rogers. Just to confirm what Mark was saying a few moments ago, in the live league table, Aston Villa would indeed, with a win, currently drawing 0-0, with a win, move up to third, 1 point and 1 place above Chelsea, who host Arsenal on 5 Live at 4:30. Villa on the attack here. Tielemans with the ball to the left. Rogers tried to play it in towards the path of McGinn. Move breaks down. Home fans annoyed. Wolves come forwards on the counter here with Arias, and they've got 3 forwards, one of whom is Strand Larsen. Ball out to the right. Wolves looking dangerous. Cross goes in towards Strand Larsen. Cleared away to Bellegarde with the effort. Good save by Emi Martinez. Offside flag goes up on this near side. Brilliant save by Martinez, low down to his left, to keep out a really well hit shot from Bellegarde.
Yeah, fantastic again from Wolves. They look so exciting going forward. On this occasion, they get the ball wide, put a great ball in towards Strand Larsen, and it breaks on the edge of the box. Bellegarde with the shot, and another world-class save from Emi Martinez, because that ball is coming through bodies. It's low, it's pacey, and he gets down to his left-hand side to parry it away to safety. Another case in which Martinez saves Villa.
And I make that now 3 times he saved Villa across the course of this game. 10 minutes gone in the second half. Wolves with a goal disallowed for offside in the first half as well. They've created the better of the chances. Villa need to start doing the same if they are indeed to move up to third at the conclusion of this game. Unai Emery clearly not liking what he's seeing, as we just have a little bit of argy-bargy involving Jørgen Strand Larsen and Yuri Tielemans. Villa free kick midway inside the Wolves half. That's why Emery's brought on Watkins for Buendia to try something a little bit different, because as good as Buendia was in the first half, it hasn't worked on the balance of play. Will this work here from this latest set piece? Referee Chris Kavanagh just having a word with Arias, who's not the full distance away from the ball, which Tielemans stands over. Villa with 5 queuing up inside the penalty area. Tielemans with McGinn short, wide to his right as well. He's going to go diagonally though here, over the top, easily headed away by Andre for Wolves. Ball picked up by Arias, loses it. Villa have it back. Morgan Rogers, edge of the area shot, high into the Holt end. It's not got into row Z, that has got into row double Z there. High over the bar, goal kick to Wolves, still 0-0 somehow.
Yeah, be disappointed with that Morgan Rogers. Once he gets the ball from Konza, gets to the edge of the box, and he's usually very good off both feet. That's one of the plus signs about Morgan Rogers. He's comfortable using both his left and his right foot. On this occasion, he gets it horribly wrong and puts it high up into the Holt end. But it's a more promising sign from Aston Villa.
3 goals for Morgan Rogers so far this season. Got both at Leeds last Sunday. Ball here is with Sam Johnston. Cost 8 million from Middlesbrough last January, did Morgan Rogers. Been a great addition. He's been getting all kinds of brilliant reviews so far this season. Villa have the ball inside their own half here at the moment. Tielemans in a bit of a battle with Andre. Andre wins that battle. Wolves have it. Ball to the left. Wolfer will get there first. His cross is blocked by Cash. Ball drops at the feet of McGinn, and that's a nice little link-up play between Cash and McGinn. Cash fouled by Wolfer. Wolfer will get a yellow card, and Villa will get a free kick.
Yeah, good play from McGinn there. Ball's dropping from from quite a height. He gets his touch right and has got the composure to play the ball into space for Matty Cash on this right hand side, and he's pulled back by Wolfer, and the yellow card is rightly issued.
In the Premier League earlier, Manchester United winners by 2-1 at Crystal Palace. United coming from 1 down at half-time to win there in the 2 o'clock kickoffs, or the 2:05 kickoffs as they are today. Still 0-0 here, Villa and Wolves. Brighton 1 up at Forest, and it's 0-0 on 5 Live between West Ham and Liverpool. Our 4:30 commentary is the biggie. Chelsea against Arsenal, also goalless in the SPL. Rangers and Falkirk. Villa have the ball here on their right with McGinn, and now Kamara brings in Konsa. He gives it to Pau Torres, who made that excellent interception a few moments ago to deny Jørgen Strand Larsen a tap-in. Could be 1-0 Wolves, could be 2-0 Wolves, could even be 3 on the balance of play and on the balance of chances created. McGinn, though, on the attack for Villa, who are still very much in this game at 0-0. Kamara, Marlon tries the 1-2 with Cash, well read, well cleared by Totti Gomez. Villa throw level with the edge of the Wolves penalty area. Cash looks to take it, and looks to take it in a hurry. Goes short in the end to McGinn, who's got Wolfer for company. He needs to be careful. McGinn into the penalty area. Wolfer's on a yellow, of course. He will complete the clearance here thanks to some support from his teammates, and the ball will fall for Torres on the halfway line. Liverpool have scored at West Ham over on 5 Live, and it's Alexander Isak who's got it. A big goal for him and a big goal for Liverpool. It's with Alistair Bruce-Ball right now over on 5 Live. West Ham 0, Liverpool 1. So this, the only goalless game of the 2:05. Might not be like that for much longer, because here comes Marlon, runs into trouble in the form of Andre. He runs down a blind alley here. He's taken it to the left back area. Watkins biting at his heels. Andre does really well to use the full width of the pitch and pick out teammate Strand Larsen with the clearance, and then the throw-in goes the way of the visitors too.
Yeah, what I will say is, as good as Wolves have been going forward in terms of creating chances, the two in the middle of the park, Andre and João Gomez, have been absolutely fantastic. Yuri Tielemans wants to get the ball, he wants to thread balls through the centre. He's not been allowed to do that because of the two Wolves centre midfielders. They've been tight on him, they've blocked spaces, they've ratted around. Even on that occasion there, they're going all the way out to the side of the pitch and keeping possession, trying to look for a pass and just dogging around in there and putting the work in. And that's where Wolves have got the foundation from to be able to go forward.
Villa with the ball with Cash, sends it across. Johnston comes through a crowd, 2 hands on it, good take, and takes the pressure off his defenders, because he's not done that too often today, Matty Cash. Got the right level of whip, but that was an excellent delivery from the Aston Villa number 2. Good take by Johnston, and it's still goalless here as we hit the hour mark at Villa Park now. Starting to go dark, floodlights on. Here in the second city, Villa have the ball. Rodgers takes it in his stride to the edge of the area, goes down on the edge of the box. He was in between 2 players. Loose ball falls from McGinn. He was never going to get a free kick for that. Kamara dead centre, ball to the right to Cash, 20 yards out. It's got Wolfer for company. The two of them collide, but play continues. Villa move it from right to left. Pau Torres, 0-0. Villa want a goal, and want a goal badly if they're to move up to 3rd in the Premier League table. 5 wins in their last 6. In all competitions. Here's Konsa to the right, to Matty Cash to the edge of the area, and now McGinn. Wolves with all the answers defensively so far to the things that Villa are throwing at them. McGinn with the cross, well blocked by Wolfer. Corner to Villa, their first of the second half.
Yeah, when McGinn gets the ball out wide there, and he's up against Wolfer, he knows he's on a yellow card now. He knows that he can take him on, try and commit him, try and get him 1v1. On this occasion, he gets a corner out of him. But he needs to keep doing that. He needs to keep piling the pressure now.
Corner to be taken by Luca Dean in front of the Holt end. He's got short options. He's got a packed penalty area. Just depends on what he wants to do here. Luca Dean, experienced player, 32. Quite the career he's had. Everton, Barcelona, Roma, PSG. Now loved here at Villa Park. In swinging corner. It's flicked on at the near post by Tielemans. It wasn't the best delivery. Ball loose. Eventually Arias will clear on the turn into the centre circle. Pressure being applied here. That's a late challenge going in that time by Mosquera, who's on a yellow card. Needs to be careful. Just applying the pressure as Wolves look to come on the counter that time.
Yeah, I don't think that's enough for a second booking, but it's clumsy to say the least. Is that there's no need to go in like that on Matty Cash. Matty Cash sees him coming as well, so he can sort of read what's going to happen, and like he has done, he's made the most of it. But even with him sitting down here and taking his time, it just marks the referee's card that he's got to keep an eye on Mosquera now, because he is on that yellow card, and now he's made it one late foul. Anything else now, he could be gone.
Wolves players taking the opportunity to take on some instructions from Rob Edwards, take on a drink on this near side, just while Matty Cash receives some treatment inside the centre circle. Wolves, the better chances in the first half, definitely the better chances, the only chances really, in the second. They've been excellent for a side who are yet to win in the Premier League this season and only have 2 points to show from those 2 draws against Spurs and Brighton. Rob Edwards getting his message across to his players straight away, having only arrived a couple of weeks ago from Middlesbrough, defeating his first game in charge last week at home to Crystal Palace. His team here have been an absolute credit to their football club and to their manager. He has made a difference straight away, hasn't he, Mark? It's just, can he have enough of an effect, Rob Edwards, given where his side are?
Yeah, like I said in the first half and the build up to the game, there's so many different areas that he needs to try and improve this team going forward defensively, and like I say, the confidence of them as well, and the personality of them. But I think we've seen all of that in abundance in this opening 64 minutes of the game. So he's quickly done them things right, and maybe one thing leads to another, and they all fall into place. But they need a goal to show for their work that they've put in today.
Ball back in play, and it's back with Emi Martinez, who's always described whenever you come to Villa Park as the world's number one. He certainly showed his qualities today. He's made 3 fantastic saves to keep Wolves out, a couple in the first half and an excellent one in the second to deny Bellegarde. Villa building from the back here. Cash back on the field and moving just fine. Kamara has the ball inside the centre circle. 65 minutes gone here at Villa Park, and still somehow we await the first goal of this game. McGinn over the top. Cash makes the run, shrugs off the challenge, and then Totti Gomez comes over to make a challenge himself. He wins the free kick. He stays down in front of the Holt end. I don't know where he's aching, but he's going to come away with a headache if he stays down much longer in that part of the pitch, because the Villa fans are on him. And both sides, Mark, just starting to look more and more frustrated, desperate to get the game's opening goal, which the more we tick on, feels like it might be enough.
Yeah, I agree. I think from a Villa point of view, I think obviously they've probably come into this game, or they've definitely come into this game with an expectation of winning it. It's a home game against a team that's really struggling. That's the expectation. You have to come to these games and come away with all 3 points if you are going to be up there at the end of the season. So there's a frustration there. I think from a Wolves point of view, yeah, it'd be great for them to come away with a point, and it sort of stabilises them to some extent. But in the position that they're in the league, they need more than 1 point. They especially when they've played well like they have today, they need to take advantage of that and come away with all 3.
Villa with the ball in the midfield as Wolves get ready to bring on Tawanda Traore on this near side. Villa with McGinn, switches things from right to left. Wolves have got a man down in the Villa half here. Nobody's seen that, including the referee. So Villa will continue to attack with Ollie Watkins wide on the left. He's got Kamara free in the midfield. Is that a foul on Watkins? Referee Chris Kavanagh says no, I'm happy for the game to continue. Joao Gomez slowly getting to his feet. Villa continue to attack with Marlon. McGinn, edge of the area right side. Cash in support. McGinn goes alone though here. Pulls the ball back to the edge of the area. Kamara might fancy a shot. Does! What a finish! What a strike from Boubacar Kamara on his left foot, inside the D, Holt end, top corner. That was pinpoint and absolutely brilliant from Boubacar Kamara. What a goal! Aston Villa 1, Wolves 0.
What a fantastic finish from Boubacar Kamara on his left foot as well, on the edge of the box. Villa haven't carved Wolves open in this game so far, and even that, it's took something special to break them down. Once the ball comes out to him and he sets himself up with a good first touch out of his feet, swings his left foot at it, and it's going away from Sam Johnson and into that far right top corner, and it's a fantastic finish. Honestly, to to open the scoring for Villa. It's an unbelievable strike.
What a goal, just inside the D, one touch, left foot, bump, top corner, curling away from Sam Johnston. Wolves make a change. They're going to take off Bellegarde to bring on Chirewa, but what a goal.
Number 44, Boubacar Kamara.
Look out for that later on Match of the Day on BBC One. You will not see a finer strike all weekend. You won't see many finer strikes than that all season. That was just perfect, absolutely superb. Yeah, Tannoy man struggling with that name, wasn't he? Tawanda Chirewa is on for Wolves, who will be feeling sick given the chances that they've had to take the lead in this game. What a sucker punch that was from Villa, who when it comes to chances created have been second best, but when they needed a goal, when they needed a finish, good grief did Boubacar Kamara give them one. And here comes Villa again, and listen to the noise and listen to the atmosphere. Villa with a throw, taken quickly, it sticks with McGinn inside the area, now Cash. Wolves defending, fans on their feet in the Holt End. That's what it's all about. This is what this game needed.
Well, it's now that you need to see the resolve of Wolves. Now they've gone behind and they're low on confidence coming into this game. They've performed brilliantly. Can they now turn this around? Have they got enough? Have they got enough quality? Have they got enough about them to try and get back into this game and not let Villa run away with it now?
Villa with the ball to the right to Matty Cash, brings it down on his right foot. Here's the goal scorer, Kamara. Tielemans to Kamara. Those are the thoughts of former Villa winger Mark Albright, and he enjoyed that goal with everybody, whether you're Villa, Wolves, neutral. Just what a pleasure that was to witness something like that. Villa with a cross in towards Marlon, goalkeeper comes, doesn't get there, Johnston, the ball's loose, Marlon with a shot, blocked inside the 6 yards area, and Andre will bring the ball clear for Wolves, draws the foul, wins the free kick. In fact, the free kick actually goes the way of Aston Villa. Andre hits the deck, but the free kick goes against the Wolves number 7 mark.
Yeah, I think he wins the ball. Ollie Watkins coming back and it's handball, but from that cross just a minute ago, and the ball comes in, bounces up, and Sam Johnson's in no man's land. He comes to get it, and there's a couple of bodies, and he's got to be stronger there. He's got to fight through him to make sure that ball's his if he's going to come. And that's what leads to Marlon. Ball just breaks, leads him to a chance on his left foot, and it's blocked. And now Villa have got a free kick and another opportunity to either get a shot on goal or get the ball into the Wolves penalty box.
When I was saying that a few moments ago, I don't think Wolves enjoyed the Kamara goal, but I think everyone can appreciate the quality of it. Look out for it later on socials, on Match of the Day. Goals will go live on the BBC Sport app from 8 o'clock. It was superb. Now Wolves need to find a way back into this game. Villa free kick inside right. It's going to be left to Luca Dean. It favours the left footer, sends it across towards the back post. Shout comes from Johnston to leave it to Chichawa. He does that, and it will be a Wolves goal kick. They've got 19 minutes to find something to bring them level in this game. And I mentioned it a few moments ago. I mean, of all the sucker punches, what a sucker punch that was. But they will feel absolutely devastated because they've done so well, Wolves.
Yeah, they have, and I mentioned not so long ago in the game about Andre and João Gomez in the middle and how they really cut down the space for Villa to play through the middle of the park. That was the one occasion where they weren't there on the edge of the box.
Wolves on the attack here, down the right. Cross goes in towards the 6 yards area. Villa players thought that went out. It didn't, and the assistant referee has given Wolves a corner here, which Wolves are looking to take quickly via Arias. Andre says, no, leave that to me. You go and get yourself in the penalty area. 18 minutes to go here on 5 Sports Extra 3. Villa 1, Wolves 0, Sports Extra 2, Forest 0, Brighton 1, 5 Live, West Ham 0, Liverpool 1, 5 Live later, Chelsea against Arsenal. Sports Extra right now, build up to the Qatar Grand Prix. It's just got underway with Harry Benjamin and the team. Lights out at 4. Andre with the Wolves corner here, in it goes, headed down, ball's loose, João Gomez to Wolfer, puts it back in towards the penalty spot, danger, as far as Villa are concerned, but they come away with the ball. McGinn does really well, turns, and now he's away over the halfway line. He's got 3 in support here, McGinn. He's been forced out wide by Chachawa, who he's in a battle with, somehow manages to get the cross in, blocked, corner. That right there is why that man, John McGinn, is loved by so many in these parts.
I was just about to say the same thing. All the plaudits that he's had this last week and before the game today with the banner and the whole end, that is what the fans have loved him for the years that he's been here. Did it in the Championship, he's done it in the Premier League, he's done it in the Champions League, all kinds of European competitions. Every single week he turns out and he puts in performances, and on that occasion just drives the ball from the edge of his own box, and he manages to get his team up there and win him a corner and another opportunity.
Lots of changes about to happen. Wolves are going to make a double. Mane and Hugo Bueno are getting ready to come on. Villa corner first though, in towards the near post. Holt end, headed away by Wolfer. Pieces will be picked up by Yuri Tielemans. Villa getting ready to bring on Onana. Here's Lucadine, edge of the area. And now Rodgers, Konsa, and now McGinn with a curler, deflected wide for another corner. Very nearly deflected in.
Yeah, well, we had a good view of that from where McGinn was hitting that ball, and it looked like it was just going to bend in that far corner, but the deflection just takes it the other side of the post and out for a corner. It could well have gone in off Strand Larsen there into the near post.
Double change also being made by Villa. They're going to bring on Onana and Barkley. Onana will replace Daniel Marlon. Wearing shirt number 24, he's standing by, and Barkley will replace Yuri Tielemans. Still without a goal so far this season, Tielemans, Mark, but he has put in one hell of a shift in the midfield today. Standing ovation for both.
Yeah, well, like I said before, I think him and Kamara are 2 reasons for this Villa turnaround. Obviously, coming back from injury and coming back into the team, and they do give that element of control, and they've got that little bit of quality where that you need if you're gonna be up there in the Premier League. You need that bit of quality, and Yuri Tielemans has got that in abundance.
And Wolves, I mentioned a few moments ago, they're going to bring on Hugo Bueno and Mateus Mane. Are they going to do so now or after this next Villa corner, which Dean is waiting to take on this near side? They will wait until after the corner. Wolfer, one of the players who's going to be going off. Dean with the delivery in towards the near post, headed down. Can Konsa get there on the edge of the area? No, not quite. Wolves do well to get the ball clear over on the far side, and they're going to come forwards on the counter here. Pressure on Cash, deals with it really well to clear on the turn, puts the ball out for a throw. Konsa's gone down on the halfway line. There's the attendance. 42139 here at Villa Park for this Midlands derby, which has been played with the intensity and atmosphere and spirit that you would expect for a Midlands derby. Break in play here while Konsa just takes his time to get to his feet. Referee Chris Kavanagh on the scene. Wolves substitute still waiting to come on this near side. It's one of those games that the way it's played, you don't want it to pause for a second. It's just been so good to watch, lit up by one of the best goals that you will see all season. What a strike from Boubacar Kamara inside the D, left foot, away from the keeper, into the top corner. Indeed, the change for Wolves. Wolfer will go off to be replaced by Hugo Bueno. And as soon as the 4th official sorted his board out, he will indicate that Mane is going to come on for Yerson Mosquera. So a double change. Wolves running out of time.
Yeah, I think that's clever that Rob Edwards takes off Mosquera. Might be tactical, but I think he's running a fine line on a yellow card, and that could really kill Wolves' hopes of getting anything out of this game. So I think that's very, very clever management.
So Mateus Mane comes on with Hugo Bueno. Villa come on the attack here with their substitute Ollie Watkins, in from the left, runs into traffic. Wolves pick it up, intercepted by Kamara, hoofed away by Totti Gomez, that is, at the heart of the Wolves back four. Chirewa, and now Totti Gomez, and now Hugo Bueno gets his first touch under pressure from John McGinn. Villa have got a man down, which is why you can hear all the boos and the whistles. Slow to get to his feet. Kamara does so and will limp on with 13 minutes to go plus stoppage time here on Sports Extra 3. All of the 2 o'clock games with 1 goal in them. Villa 1, Wolves 0 here. Brighton 1 up at Forest on Sports Extra 2. Liverpool 1 up at West Ham on 5 Live. And here Totti Gomez has the ball inside the Wolves half. Moves it to his right to Emmanuel Agbadou. Wolves need the ball down the other end of the pitch if they're to get anything from this game, if they're to avoid yet another defeat. They've lost their last 6 in a row in all competitions, including against Palace last week. And we've got a VAR check for something here. Chris Kavanagh's being sent over to the screen, nothing on our monitors here at Villa Park, checking possible red card for serious foul play. Again, we've not got it on our monitors. We have now, it's Arias and Boubacar Kamara. Was that late and over the top from Arias? Stood showing, I'm not quite sure, Mark. When you look at the, it's a difficult one to call that.
It's not a nice tackle. It's not a nice way of tackling. He jumps in both feet.
Yeah.
What I will say is very low, but he does catch him. So there's an argument there. It's just the way of tackling. You run the risk going in 2-footed. We're about to find out.
I'm just watching Chris Kavanagh come walking onto the pitch. We're going to get the announcement here. This is going to be a red card.
After review, Wolves number 10 commits a reckless challenge only.
Red card for Arias, reckless challenge. He's just held up a yellow card. The referee there, hasn't he? No serious foul play is the decision. Commits a reckless challenge, not a dangerous one, so he gets away with a yellow card there. No serious foul plays just flashed up on the big screen, and now the fans have seen the challenge. They're not happy here, but Arias stays on the field with just a yellow, and now the referee's explaining the decision to the players on the pitch as well. He's just announced it over the tannoy. We heard from Chris Kavanagh himself there. Commits a reckless challenge only is what he said on Arias, rather than serious or dangerous foul play. Mark Albrighton.
Yeah, I can sort of see why he's gone with a yellow card. It's not very often that you do see him go to the screen and then give the yellow card and not the red card if it was all expecting red, but I can see why he has given the yellow card because it is very low. Like I said, it's just a clumsy way of tackling. It's not a great technique and it's not a great tackle, but he's very low. He only just catches Kamara, but I think the yellow card is probably fair.
Rare you see that when a referee gets called over to the screen. In fact, I've not seen that before. McGinn with the free kick, swung in, headed away by Totti Gomez. Ball will be picked up by Cash on this near side, so everybody still on the field here. Cash has been fouled there by Joao Gomez, and that's going to be a Villa free kick. And referee Chris Kavanagh is just trying to keep a lid on things here. He's just telling both sets of players, just calm down. He doesn't want this to boil over. But moments after the Arias situation, we see a challenge this time on Cash, who's taken his time to get to his feet.
Yeah, he's trying to calm it down, but I think the whole process of him stopping the game in the middle of a passage of play, going over to the screen, announcing on the tannoy, just for a yellow card, I think it creates that uncertainty and that little bit of frustration from around the ground. So I get why it's like that.
Free kick midway inside the Wolves half. McGinn with the delivery, headed away well by Wolves. Onana goes down in the box, back to his feet. Dean picks up the ball to the byline down the left. Cross goes in, takes a deflection, hooked away by Andre for Wolves. Barkley will find Kamara, the goal scorer. He goes back to Emi Martinez, and that will just simmer things down for a few seconds. Martinez being chased down by Mane, but plays a good ball out to the right. McGinn will find Konsa. Unai Emery having a word with his coaching staff inside the technical area. Just down below us here, Jadon Sancho is getting stripped off and ready for action. 8 minutes to go. Villa still lead this game by one brilliant Boubacar Kamara strike to 0. Here's McGinn, who's been absolutely brilliant for Aston Villa. He's having his shirt pulled by Hugo Bueno right down below us here. Throw-in goes the way of Wolves. In the half that they're attacking, Bueno looking for some movement. He's got Andre free in the midfield. Not for much longer. Set up perfectly. The closing stages of this game, expecting quite a bit of stoppage time as well. Physios have been on. Long VAR check there a few moments ago, which resulted in just a yellow card for Arias. Villa win the ball from the throw. Kamara gives it away. Andre, was it a foul by Kamara? No, he won the ball. And now Villa are on the attack. Barkley to the left to Watkins. Villa with 5 forwards here. Watkins works it onto his right foot. There's the foul. Free kick to Villa, 25 yards out. Inside left. And Watkins looked like he wanted to take that quickly, but then the Wolves players were keen to prevent him from doing so.
Yeah, good play. Barkley, he's been good since he's come on. He's really settled in. I think that's why I like Unai Emery. Even the players that aren't starting every week, as soon as they come onto the pitch, they know their roles, they know what's expected of them. And Barkley on this occasion, he's done really well. Gets the ball out to Ollie Watkins and draws in the foul. And it's a good opportunity now with people like Morgan Rogers, obviously scored the free kick at Leeds last week, and got people like Luca Dean. Ross Barkley himself can hit a good free kick, as we've seen over the years. So it's a dangerous position.
Bogard and Sancho standing by for Aston Villa, who have a free kick. Now it's been spotted up. It's about 23, 24 yards out. Beckham against Greece in 2002, that kind of range. And it's being lined up by Morgan Rogers on his right or Luca Dean on his left. We thought we got a red card here a few moments ago for Arias. Not given. Paquette has been sent off though for West Ham against Liverpool. Luca Dean with the free kick. It's dipping, but it was never going to dip quickly enough. Over the bar it goes, and it will be a goal kick to Wolves and an opportunity for Villa to make the double change. Yeah,
surprised Luca Dean took that free kick, I'll be honest. I think with Morgan Rogers' free kick against Leeds, I'm surprised he's let Luca Dean take that off him. Especially that side of the pitch as well. Difficult for a left footer to get it up and round, but he can hit a good free kick on this occasion. Not so. We play on without that change being made. The ball currently in front of the two substitutes who are on the side of the pitch. Bueno to Totti Gomez. So Liverpool 1 up at West Ham on 5 Live. West Ham now down to 10. Paqueta sent off for a second bookable offence. Still Forest 0, Brighton 1 on Sports Extra 2. Here on Sports Extra 3, Villa 1, Wolves 0. Build up on Sports Extra right now to the Qatar Grand Prix. Lights out at 4:30 on 5 Live. What a game that's going to be at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea against Arsenal. Chelsea beating Barcelona midweek. Arsenal beating Bayern midweek, and now they face each other. That should be a cracker with John Murray in just under 45 minutes time. Bogard and Sancho stand by on this near side. Are they going to come on this time? We've got a break in play for some reason, and that's because Barkley's gone down in the centre circle and will require some treatment. As a spectacle, as a game, someone who knows this club so well, knows this area so well, what have you made of what we've seen today? Feisty to say the least. I think it has. I think it's been a typical derby. I know going into derbies, a lot of people say you can rip the form book and chuck it out the window. I think this is a perfect example of it, because I think everything pointed to a comfortable Villa win this afternoon, but it's been anything but that. I think Wolves, especially first half, gave a great account of themselves. Team coming in low on confidence. They really knocked the ball around well, and tight areas, getting the ball wide, getting chances. Some world-class saves from Emi Martinez, the disallowed goal. I think second half, Villa have probably had the better of it. I think they've created a lot more than what they did in the first half. They've been a bit more front foot, controlled the tempo a lot more. But it's still in the balance. We've got 86 minutes on the clock, and it's only 1-0 from a wonder strike. So I don't think they've done too much wrong, Wolves, I'll be honest. Yeah, 4 minutes to go, expecting quite a bit of stoppage time as well, especially now on top of the breaks that we've had. Concern for Ross Barkley sitting up inside the centre circle but receiving some quite lengthy treatment. We've got round the grounds coverage of the midweek round of fixtures in the Premier League on 5 Live this week. Tuesday night, Bournemouth, Everton, Fulham, Manchester City, and then the 8:15 game, Newcastle, Tottenham. On Wednesday, Arsenal host Brentford. Villa are back in action away at Brighton. Long trip for them. Burnley, Palace. Wolves return to action at home to Nottingham Forest. I'm doing that one. 7:30 kick-off on Wednesday. Really looking forward to that at Molineux. Then 2 games kick off Wednesday night, 8:15. Leeds, Chelsea, and Liverpool, Sunderland. Wolves take off Arias, who
nearly got sent off a few moments ago. Talou Arakadare, the player to take his place. Sancho's coming on for the goal scorer here. So Boubacar Kamara's race is run. Sancho and Bogard, the two players to come on here. And Ross Barkley's going to go off injured. He's not been on the pitch for too long. Just as you were praising him, off he goes.
Yeah, I do feel sorry for Ross Barkley. He's really struggled to get a run of games and keep his fitness to a level where he needs it. There's been a lot of these occasions where, whether it's muscle injuries or little tweaks that have really hampered him, but when he has played, he has showed signs of what a good player he is. So it is disappointing because he's a big player to have in Unai Emery's squad.
We're back off and underway to complete the midweek fixtures for you. Thursday, Manchester United take on West Ham. Villa on the attack here, into the area, left side, good bit of defending that from Emmanuel Agbadou, because it looked for all the world like Villa were going to at least test Sam Johnston in the Wolves goal. Quick attack down the left, Wolves defend well through Agbadou, and it's Wolves with the ball at the moment. At least they did have it, they've just been penalised for a handball. Yeah,
good opportunity there for Villa, but good defending from the Wolves centre-back. He really gets in the way of Sancho's. He blocks the line of Sancho being able to put it in that far post, and Sancho has to take a touch, and he ends up defending him really well.
Just a clarification for the Arias VAR check from the VAR hub. The challenge not deemed to be serious foul play, just a reckless challenge, which is why Arias got the yellow following the review and not the red as many expected. Now that's a foul by Pau Torres on Jorgen Strand Larsen. Wolves free kick midway inside the Aston Villa half, inside left, an opportunity to pack the edge of that Aston Villa penalty area. Emi Martinez barking instructions here as we go into the final minute of the 90. I'm expecting at least six to be added on. Andre with the free kick here, and now what's Chris Kavanagh saying? Oh, he's saying Andre's trying to take the free kick about half a yard too far forward, so he's made him go back, and then he just throws the ball back forwards anyway. Andre to deliver this free kick. Villa leading Wolves 1-0 in the Midlands derby. Diagonal from left to right, Martinez comes, there wasn't enough pace on that, made the claim easier, and then Martinez bowls the ball out quickly to Morgan Rogers, and here come Villa on the counter. A second goal will wrap this game up at Villa Park. Changes all over the place. Wolves defend well there, this time nipping in to pickpocket Sancho. Fourth official's going to indicate 8 minutes, I think, here. I've just seen flash up on the app in front of me. 9 minutes! 9 minutes to be added on here, so nervous times for the home supporters. And we're into the first of those now. Villa 1, Wolves 0. Wolves with the ball in the centre circle at the moment with Totti Gomez. He's got Hugo Bueno wide of him, but decides to go forwards to Mateus Mane. Villa win it back through Bogard. He sends Onana on his way. Onana with a through ball, looking for the run of Jadon Sancho. Cut out. Ball goes out for a throw into Villa. Wolves fans not happy. They thought it was going to go their way. Is there an equalising goal in this game for Wolves, Mark?
I think there's certainly another opportunity for them. Whether they make anything of it is yet to be seen, but I'm sure they'll get another opportunity in this game. They've given a really good account of themselves, and the fact that they're still in this game now, with as we go into stoppage time, just goes to show that.
I didn't see this scoreline coming. Second for Brighton on Sports Extra 2. Forest 0, Brighton 2. Shimas with the goal 2 minutes from time to add to De Kuyper's opener. So Forest 0, Brighton 2 on Sports Extra 2. Villa lead 1-0 here. Wolves with a cross, headed away well by Konsa. Watkins plays it further forwards. Rogers in a battle with Totti Gomez. Ball goes out for a Villa throw in their right back position. Matty Cash in no hurry to take whatsoever, and Liverpool have got a second at West Ham as well. Cody Gakpo 2 minutes into stoppage time, adding to Isak's opener on the hour mark. West Ham down to 10. Paqueta sent off. West Ham 0, Liverpool 2 over on 5 Live. Here just the one goal still separating Villa and Wolves. Manchester United in the 12 o'clock kickoff. Winners by 2-1 at Palace. Rogers on the attack for Villa. Do they go for a second, or do they take it to the corner? They're not going to do anything here because Wolves have been awarded a throw-in in their left-back area.
Yeah, Villa just got to manage the game now. Got to manage the sequences. You've got sort of 7 or so minutes to play in stoppage time, and they need to get the ball up the other end of the pitch, keep possession, and just and take the sting out of the game. Try and delay Wolves getting any sort of attacking momentum.
Foul by Chirewa on McGinn, so Wolves giving away a free kick. Cash will take it on this near side, the Aston Villa right. Villa up to third as things stand, if they can hold on here. Quick free kick, Cash to McGinn. He sends it across towards the penalty spot, headed away by Wolves, only as far as Onana, dead centre, 25 yards out. Clips it to the right, McGinn back in field. Onana, a little bit of space in the midfield. Andre closes him down now. We've had 3 minutes of the 9. Villa still leading 1-0. Cash, low ball in towards the feet of Rodgers. Careless from Rodgers, not the first time he's given the ball away today, and then Cash penalised as he tries to recover the situation. Foul on Chirewa, and it's a Wolves free kick, which they take quickly but don't really go anywhere with it. They've just played themselves into more trouble. Eventually they find half a yard and pick out Agbadou. Wolves on the halfway line on the right. Agbadou again. Andre, 93.5 on the clock. They've had so many chances. Martinez making a string of good saves in both the first half and the second half. Strand Larsen with a goal that's allowed for offside in the first half too. They can feel hard done to because it's a wonder goal which at the minute separates the two teams from Boubacar Kamara. Andre wants a free kick and eventually gets one and just stands with his hands on his hips staring at referee Chris Kavanagh. He's not got time for that. They need to get the ball forwards.
Yeah, he does. He does really well there to try and shake Morgan Rodgers off, but Morgan Rodgers just doing a bit too much, going a bit too much over the line in terms of his aggression.
Johnston's free kick diagonally from left to right, dealt with by Villa in the air. They clear it, but everybody was back defending, so the clearance goes straight back to Johnston. He goes long over the top, looking for Arakadare, who's up there. Strand Larsen too, edge of the area right side. Dean takes no chances, clears in front of the away end. Wolves with a throw as we go into the final 5 minutes of stoppage time. Wolves throw 16 yards from the corner flag. Nervous times for Aston Villa as they look to secure third.
Yeah, they just need a bit more than that from Jadon Sancho. He just boots the ball upfield and it's straight to Sam Johnson. He needs a bit more composure there, and he's got a bit of time to just run it out and try and bide a bit of time.
Long throw comes in from Totti Gomez. Villa head it to the edge of the area. Wolves send it back forwards, in towards Strand Larsen. Villa need to take charge of this. McGinn tries to clear facing his own goal. Martinez, you feel, should have come and taken that. It's gone behind for a corner. Wolves think about taking it quickly. Instead it's left for Andre to trot over to this near side with 4 minutes of stoppage time to go. Villa 1, Wolves 0, and Wolves pushing for a late equaliser in the Midlands derby. Andre with an in-swinger from this near side, the Wolves left. Penalty area packed with players for both Villa and Wolves. Andre with pace with the delivery, in it goes, flicked away, only as far as the far side, shot goes in, good save by Martinez, and Onana will get more height than distance on the clearance. Nervy defending from Aston Villa, and Wolves win the second ball. They come forwards here with João Gomez dead centre. Keeps it moving, Mateus Mane, through ball looking for the run of Hugo Bueno, who hesitated. That allowed Cash to get there first. McGinn back to Cash, he will complete the clearance, but it goes straight to João Gomez, who acrobatically, for some reason, plays it backwards to Chichawa, but Wolves keep hold of the ball. Chichawa slips as he plays it diagonally from right to left, up towards Mateus Mane, hits the shot, takes the deflection takes the pace off it and takes it straight into the grateful gloves of Emi Martinez.
Yeah, he said they'd get another chance, and it is from that corner, just at the back post. I think it's João Gomez that's on the end of it. He just strikes the ball on goal. Emi Martinez equal to it, and is that their last chance gone? Villa on the attack.
Down the other end, Rodgers with a shot, good save, Johnston at his near post, caught that well Rodgers. Ball back to McGinn, edge of the area right side. He's not fussed about getting it into the area too much, takes it to the corner flag and then does really well to win a corner off Hugo Bueno. Excellent play again from John McGinn. How many times have we said that? A today and B over the course of the last 7 years.
Yeah, it's fantastic again from John McGinn. He looks like he's exerted every little bit of energy that he had in him before the game. He looks so fresh-faced coming out, looking at that tifo of him up against the Holt end, and he looks a far cry from that now as he stands over this corner.
Still can't get that word in my head. That tifo, and we saw it 5 minutes before kick-off. It still won't stick. Short corner. Work between McGinn and Rodgers. McGinn does well to beat two Wolves players and find Rodgers. Rodgers then plays the ball forwards. Behind it goes for a goal kick. All eyes on the clock. 90 seconds of stoppage time remain. Villa leading Wolves by 1. Boubacar Kamara wonder strike to 0. In the D, left foot, top corner, curled away from Johnston, who was flying across at full stretch. That's what separates the two teams. Wolves with a goal disallowed for offside. Martinez has made a string of fine saves. Wolves on the attack here, cross from the right. Good header clear by Konsa, who's fouled in the process. Villa with a free kick, no complaints about that. Villa are nearly there.
Yeah, they are, and you can see them, the relief and them going over to congratulate Ezri Konsa after that header and drawing in that foul. And I think the fact that they're going over just shows how much of a relief this is, because they'll know they haven't been at their best today, but to be able to grind out a result against a team that's come here and really pushed them all the way, it'll be a fantastic result, and obviously send them into third place in the Premier League.
It's finished at the London Stadium on 5 Live. West Ham 0, Liverpool 2. Dying seconds at the City Ground. Forest 0, Brighton 2. Dying seconds here. It's finished now at the City Ground. Actually, Brighton have won 2-0. Villa leading Wolves 1-0 with 30 seconds of the 9 minutes added on still to play. Long ball forwards. Dean wins the header. Wolves have been awarded a free kick for a foul in the midfield on João Gomez. So one last chance for Johnston to launch the ball forwards from basically the edge of the centre circle. João Gomez has stayed down here. He needs some treatment, but I don't think Sam Johnston wants him to have any. He just wants to send the ball forwards. I think he's just having a word with the player himself, as if to say, can you just stand up so that I can take the free kick?
The medical staff aren't even off their seats down in the technical area.
Gomez gets to his feet. He can barely walk as he hobbles into the centre circle, but he can receive treatment afterwards. This is it. We're into the 100th minute. Johnston's free kick, hit long, over the top. Header won by Onana, only as far as fellow number 24, Totti Gomez. Back to Andre. Villa defending for their lives here. Totti Gomez with the cross. There's the final whistle. Villa go third in the Premier League, and they've done it thanks to one of the goals of the season that we've seen from Boubacar Kamara into the top corner. A strike fit enough to win any game. Wolves with a goal disallowed in the first half. Martinez with good saves in either half. And Villa just about edge it above Chelsea into third for now. Mark Albrighton.
Yeah, it's a huge result for Aston Villa that sends them into third. It keeps this run going of victories in the league, victories on their home patch, and they've done it without really playing too well. Wolves were fantastic in the first half, really turned up and passed the ball around well, had chances to win the game. Emi Martinez kept them in it, but in the end it's Villa. Little bit of class from Boubacar Kamara that stole the show and that's got all 3 points for Aston Villa today. It's been a great game though, from a neutral point of view. It's been a fantastic game and I've really enjoyed it.
6 wins in 7 for Aston Villa, 5 in a row in all competitions. It was a shaky start to this season. We mentioned earlier you were here for the 3-0 home defeat to Palace in August. He's negotiated those choppy waters, hasn't he, Unai Emery? And somehow he's just made everything click once again.
Yeah, and that's what good managers do. He's obviously so experienced in management in the Premier League, in Europe. He knows what's needed. He didn't panic. He must have sat down with his team, went through everything and looked at tweaks and changes. Obviously it helps with certain players coming back from injury, certain players coming back to form as well, people like Morgan Rogers. And then you've obviously got Boubacar Kamara, who's the match winner today. He was a big loss at the start of the season, but he's come in, and what he does for the team, not his goal today, but the other side of it, just helps massively. And I think Unai Emery is an intense manager by all accounts, and he would have studied what was going wrong with Villa and studied how to put it right as well, and he's done that and he's turned it round, and the good times are back here at Villa Park this season in these last few weeks, so long may it continue.
Great game, great atmosphere. Wolves players go over to the away end. They're applauded back by their supporters. The Villa players have just been over to the Holt End. They've been saluted for yet another win. Just one defeat in 25 Premier League home games now for Aston Villa, as Onana goes over to the Holt End, punches the air. Mark, an absolute pleasure. Good to see you. A good result for Aston Villa. They're up to third for now. It's ended here at Villa Park in the Midlands Derby. Aston Villa 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0.